And we are live. Can you believe it? We are live. Just minutes ago, Tim Kaine and Mike Pence left their chairs after the vice presidential debate. And the debate was held in Farmville, which seems like a shameless pandering to millennials, but whatever. They just now calculated the ratings, people, and a record number, 80 million people, did not watch the debate. Yeah, it's the first time a TV show has gotten negative ratings. But if there was lower viewership than the presidential debate, it might be because everyone knew the winner already. Because, and this is true, hours before the debate, the GOP released an announcement on their website that Mike Pence had already won. Yeah. Now, they've since taken the page down, but before they did, we found another page that no one else did, and it's the one that the GOP was supposed to only post on November 9th, where they were saying they never supported Donald Trump, and they somehow deserve credit for making him lose. Yeah, look at that. They're like, oh, we weren't there. We told you guys all along. We weren't part of that whole thing. That's why we weren't with him, yes. But if the Hillary-Trump debate was WWE, well, this debate was high school wrestling. I mean, it's real, but it wasn't flashy. Tim Kaine and Mike Pence prepared so hard for this debate, and it was especially hard for Mike Pence, you know, in between Donald Trump giving him wedgies, you know, yeah, that'll teach you, you nerd, come on. But going into the debate, these candidates had very different jobs. You know, Tim Kaine had to show a fun, affable personality to counter Clinton, who's been cold and distant since she died 6 weeks ago. And Mike Pence, he was there to scoop up all the crap that Trump left from the last debate. His debate was basically sponsored by Febreze. It was just him on stage going like, nothing smells here, nothing smells here, nothing smells here, the whole time. Nothing smells here, everything's good. The debate, though, did kick off with a bang.
Let's talk about the state of the world.
Let me interrupt you.
I get to weigh in
now.
Let me just say
this.
I did raise. Senator,
to keep that pay-to-play process
you have an opportunity
out of the reach of the
Governor
public.
Pence, if you want
failed to renegotiate
more American troops in Iraq, you can propose that.
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Look at those two go. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, the debate turned from a debate into just like a big white guy argument. That's what that was. Actually, one of the biggest white guy arguments in history. In fact, if we look on the white guy argument meter, it registers all the way at stepdad versus real dad. That's how high that was, people. This is no joke. And you know what, guys? I'm going to be honest with you. It's live and I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you. This debate was boring. It was boring as hell. And it didn't help that it was so hard to separate these two guys. Both of them married for 31 years. Both have sons in the military. Both are super religious. Both have multiple kinds of elected office. Both use SPF 1000. If you were picking these guys up at the airport and they were bags, you'd get them mixed up with each other. It'd be like, sorry, that one's, oh no, that's mine. That one's mine. Oh, mine's the one with the red. Mine's the one with the red. My ears couldn't even distinguish between the two of them. The whole debate, you could have just replaced their speech with this. I actually like that more than the debate. Look, I'm not saying there was nothing to talk about during this debate, because there were things to talk about, there was substance, but what was really impressive was how Mike Pence managed to dodge every single Donald Trump scandal thrown at him.
Why do so many Americans think Mr. Trump is simply too erratic?
Well, let me say first and foremost that Senator, you and Hillary Clinton would know a lot about an insult-driven campaign. It really is remarkable.
What's remarkable is how you didn't answer the question at all. You were just like, but let me start by saying this. I wish you could just do that in a relationship. Your girlfriend's like, why do you have lipstick on your collar? Let me start by saying this. The electric bill has been really high this month. You've got to stop curling your hair. I'm glad we handled that. You see what he just did there? Question came in, Pence dropped the shoulder, countered with a Hillary deplorables jab. Yeah, and he did it again with Trump's taxes.
Yesterday, Mr. Trump said he brilliantly used the laws to pay as little tax as legally possible. Does that seem fair to you?
Look, what you all just heard out there is more taxes, $2 trillion in more spending, more deficits, more debt, more government.
But less answers, less accountability, less clarity. They asked you a question and you tell us what we heard? Oh, now, what you guys heard was not a question. I'm going to tell you what you heard. You can see Mike Pence is hating this, you know? He's doing his best, you know, Clint Eastwood impression, man. He's trying to keep a straight face the entire time. It's almost like he's drinking vinegar and acting like it's water. Delicious. And don't get me wrong, it's not like the moderator didn't try.
Governor, with all due respect, the question was about whether it seems fair to you that Mr. Trump said he brilliantly used the laws to pay as little tax as legally possible.
Donald Trump is a businessman, not a career politician. He actually built a business. Those tax returns that came out publicly this week showed that he faced some pretty tough times 20 years ago.
Aww. I see you guys focusing on the facts at hand, but let's focus on the fact that this poor man lost $1 billion of other people's money. This man is brilliant. You know what? I would vote for Mike Pence just because of how he defends Trump. Yeah, he's so good at this. He's like the guy who can't convince his friend not to drive drunk, but is really good at convincing the cop that his friend isn't really drunk. No, officer, he's not. He's not. Shut up, dude. You're going to get us arrested. He's not drunk. I promise you, officer. Yeah. Are you still driving us home? All right, we're going to die. No, he's good, officer. He's good. He's good. Yeah. Tim Kaine, by the way, was okay in this debate. You know, he was really scrappy, and scrappy's not really what we needed. And I mean, look, here's the problem. For Tim Kaine, too much preparation is not a good thing. It's great to prepare for a debate. It's just not great to prepare your punchlines.
Do you want a you're hired president in Hillary Clinton, or do you want a you're fired president in Donald Trump? Donald Trump can't start a Twitter war with Miss Universe without shooting himself in the foot. If you don't know the difference between dictatorship and leadership, then you got to go back to a 5th grade civics class. You are Donald Trump's apprentice.
And if you want to see some additional zingers, go to my website, timkaineandthemembrane.com. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You've been broiled. I should have gone. You've been caned. Here's my thing with this whole debate. The real problem with this debate for me wasn't that it was boring. It was that it was inscrutable. Because what is the point of a debate? It's supposed to inform people. You're supposed to come away learning something. But what's the point of a debate that doesn't have any fact-checking? We learn nothing. You know, it has exchanges like this.
The truth is, Osama bin Laden led al-Qaeda. Our primary threat today is ISIS. And because Hillary Clinton failed to renegotiate a status of forces agreement that would have allowed some American combat troops to remain in Iraq and secure the hard-fought gains the American soldier had won by 2009, ISIS was able to be literally conjured up out of the desert, and it's overrun vast areas that the American soldier had won in Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Now you tell me, what normal person could possibly know who's right here? Yeah, was the U.S.'s failure to reach a revised status of forces agreement with the Iraqi government more of an Obama-Clinton problem? Or should you blame it more fairly on the Bush administration? Nobody knows. Because most people at home don't have fact-checkers, which is too bad, I mean, because it would be very helpful to solve domestic disputes in the house. You know, Lisa, you always finish the milk. And the home fact checker's like, well, actually, you finish the milk 62% of the time. That's not true. You should get out of it. I hate you. Well, you don't actually hate me. 42% of the time, I'm on your side, so you keep me around for that exact reason. But we don't have that. We don't have that. And I'll tell you this, though. There's one thing we didn't need a fact checker for tonight. It was really simple. Every time Mike Pence defended Donald Trump, everyone knows Donald Trump said the thing.
Donald Trump's claim that he wants to, that NATO is obsolete and that we need to get rid of NATO is so dangerous.
That's not his plan.
They want to go house to house, school to school, business to business, and kick out 16 million people. And I cannot believe Donald Trump, on the other hand, didn't know that Russia had invaded the Crimea.
Oh, that's nonsense.
He was on a TV show.
Yeah, Mike Pence, look at him. He's, oh, that's nonsense. That is not true. No one would vote for a person who said those things. That is not true. That is just ridiculous. Yeah, forget Mike Pence. It's like Donald Trump's running mate is Shaggy, you know? It wasn't him, but he said it on the record. It wasn't him, but they got him on the talk shows. It wasn't him, but he sounded like a hater. It wasn't him, but he tweeted him on Twitter. It wasn't him. Like the whole song. So you could catch Donald Trump butt naked, lying on the bathroom floor. It wasn't him telling us he released his taxes, but we won't see them no more. It's just lies. It's all lies. And you know how you know Mike Pence doesn't believe in Donald Trump? The one thing he's impressed about isn't what's above Trump's neck, but what's right below.
talks about a ceasefire, while Vladimir Putin puts a missile defense system in Syria, while he marshals the forces and begins. Look, we have got to begin to lean into this with strong, broad-shouldered American leadership.
That's all he says about Trump all the time. Broad-shouldered American leadership. Broad-shouldered. And I'm not making this up. Check it out.
To be around Donald Trump is to be around a man with broad shoulders. That kind of broad-shouldered American strength. This is a broad-shouldered leader. The kind of broad-shouldered leader he is. A broad-shouldered leadership. Broad-shouldered, energetic. Look, Donald Trump's got broad shoulders. Broad-shouldered, broad-shouldered leadership. I saw this broad-shouldered leader.
So you're not referencing his masculinity there?
Oh, not a bit, not a bit.
We see you, Pence. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like that video, click below to subscribe, or click here to delete the internet. Yes, you found the button. Please be careful. Delete the entire internet right here.